has to do with your Black Lives Matter smackdown in Seattle, where you said that the issue is not one based on race. It is one based on culture.
Correct.
And I want, and this is really just a clarification.
I mean,
question.
I think I'm correct, obviously.
Right. No, but I just want clarification
Sure.
on what you mean when you say it's a cultural matter, and quick, where it stems from and what we can do about it.
Okay, so there are cultural pathologies that stem from certain cultures that, and not race-based, because read like Hillbilly Elegy, which is at the top of the New York Times bestseller list right now. He talks about poor white communities in Kentucky, and you actually have a lot of the same problems. Single motherhood, lack of value on education, suggestion that society owes you something. Any culture that says that to people is bound to fail. And it doesn't matter what the race is. It happens to be that in a lot of poor black communities, this has been inculcated for 50 years. The middle class in the United States in the black community was building much, much faster in the 1950s, actually, than it did in the aftermath of the civil rights movement. And that's not because the civil rights movement was bad. The civil rights movement was a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's because it was coincident with a lot of Democrats coming in and saying, and now we owe you something, and American society is evil and terrible, and we owe you lots of stuff. And when you say that to people, when people feel like they're owed something, when they feel like they're victims of the society, as opposed to, forget about whatever I think of my own victimhood, now it's my job to go succeed, then you end up with pathologies of victimhood that are incredibly harmful. Now, Thomas Sowell talks about this a lot. When you have these pathologies of victimhood, it creates a feeling that you can never get ahead in the society. And that's why what you've seen is things like, as I said in that debate, you've seen single motherhood go from 20% in the black community to 70% in the black community in the same amount of time that racism in the United States went from here to here. Right? And so if you're going to make the claim that American racism is responsible for the black community's problems currently, then you have to ignore the past 50 years in which racism got markedly better, and yet these pathologies remained in a lot of the black community. And as I say, they exist in the white community. They're actually growing in the white community. Charles Murray has a great book called Coming Apart that's exactly on this.
And a quick question that everyone behind me is going to kill me for. You said that you would not be able to run for president because we see that presidents in the past, there's a strain, almost implying that certain people are unable to become president. So
it's a joke, but...
Oh, okay. So,
so
you do think...
No, I actually think that Donald Trump's election proves that anyone, including my small child, can become president.
Okay.